Hey y'all. So I just wanted to come on here and speak about my experience of the whole C-section ordeal and having Tourette's syndrome. So a C-section is whenever, the doctor, the surgery, he cuts down your lower abdomen, basically, right on top of my private part. He makes a cut in there, an incision, and he opens you up and he gets the baby out. You know that, right? Okay. So that could be extremely freaking scary. A C-section is usually always done while the woman is awake, unless the lady is maybe feeling pain, because the doctor can't numb her up correctly. And he's poking you and he's like, okay,
do you feel this? Do you feel this? And you're
like, yeah, so he'll knock you right on out. Or if the mother is also experiencing like a panic attack, because it's surgery while you're awake, and like major surgery, so some women freak out, and I guess they just think it's better to have the woman asleep, So with that being said, I had a C-section with both of my pregnancies. I elected to have a C-section because, one, whenever I was a child, I used to always say I wanted to have a C-section. What was I thinking about a C-section for at a young age? I don't know. I always kind of, thought far ahead, and yeah, that's what I said for one, but I don't think that really was a major influence of why, I had a C-section. I really wanted to have one because I experienced, while I was pregnant, one of my family members' babies actually passed away, and they passed away during birth. So I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I felt like if I just had a C-section, that would prevent a lot of that stuff from happening, and it's almost a sure way to get my baby out safe. That was, the way I thought. Maybe I was wrong, but yeah, that's how I thought. So I elected to have a C-section, and my doctor was like, I came to him and said, hey, is it okay if I can have a C-section? And I asked kind of shyly, I asked as if, I was a bashful person, because I thought he would be like, why the hell would you want a C-section? I thought he'd be on that type of stuff, but he wasn't. He was like, sure, I'm not, opposed to not giving you a C-section. I'm not opposed to giving you a C-section. I wouldn't mind giving you that. And then he told me about different things that women go through who have C-sections. He told me different stories that made me feel more comfortable. Now, granted, he did say he could be a little blunt at times, which would piss me off, because I feel like, I know you a doctor. I know doctors could be very blunt because, they deal with this shit every day. And they see a bunch of things happening every day, so they have to be straightforward. But I feel like it's still a way that you need to speak with your patients. And he said, if it's a stupid idea, then God is going to, make things go otherwise. And I was like, okay. I just laughed it off, because I didn't really, I was shocked that he said that, because I'm like, it seemed a little unprofessional. But I've worked in a hospital, and I've seen doctors say some crazy things that I didn't feel like were professional. So it's whatever. And I find that a lot of the OBGYNs I've dealt with could be that way, could be very blunt. It almost seems like they don't really, too much care about the way you're gonna feel when they're speaking with you. But anyways, aside from that, most of the times he made me feel pretty comfortable. So the day came to have the C-section, and I was nervous because I watched videos about it. I saw it's this one video of this, I think he's an anesthesiologist, but he told me, or he was speaking about how the day is going to go and how I shouldn't feel no pain, and you know, it's going to go by very quickly. Before you know it, before you even blink your freaking eyes 10 times, the baby is going to be out. So I really wasn't nervous. So here's the day. It's in January. It's the morning of my baby's C-section day, or it's the morning of my C-section, and I get in the hospital. They sign me in. I have to put on my gown, and yeah, I wait. It was scheduled actually at 7 something, but with surgeries, you know, it's a hospital, so a lot of the time something could happen that throws the whole schedule off. And to be honest, I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad. I'm like, take y'all time. I want y'all to, if you're operating on somebody, operate on them, and don't rush for me. You know, I'm not in no pain. I'm not in no rush. I know the C-section is going to get done. So I wasn't angry, and I wasn't feeling no type of way. So about 2 hours later, yes, about 2 hours later, the doctor and everybody, you know, says, no, you're ready. And then I have to, and y'all was so nervous, I kind of forget what happened, but I know I had to take this anti-nausea medicine. I'm not even sure if it was medicine, but it was like an anti-nausea liquid that tasted like seltzer water. It wasn't really nasty, but it tasted like, you know, it was acidic, like carbonated water. It had the bite that you feel when you drink soda, but it didn't taste like anything, and it kind of had like a salty flavor to it, and I didn't really enjoy it, but at the same time, it wasn't that bad either. So I took it. About 10 minutes later, they took me to the operating room, and that's whenever, you know, it gets real. Your heart is freaking thumping, you know, your booty is out. you feel your butt exposed because they put you like this gown with your booty exposed. But that was the least of my worries. It just felt a little odd. And they walk you to the operating room. The doors open in front of you, so I don't know. It's like you're almost entering the gate of heaven in this huge operating room with all the lights on. You know, it's exposed to you, and you're walking into it, and it feels like this is it. Like I'm about to have my freaking surgery. After they get me into the operating room, they put me onto the table. And then they sit me, so I get on the table, then they sit me so that my legs is hanging off the table, and they're like, you know, hunch your back or just look down and try to stay as still as possible. Then they give me the shot. The shot does not feel as bad as I thought it did. It really didn't feel bad. It just felt like a little prick, like a mosquito bite in your spine. It wasn't bad. But after that, y'all, immediately you feel like all of this just started to go numb. Like that feeling when your leg falls asleep, it feels like that, but like it started in my back, then it went down to my legs, and I felt it in my toes. Then it started to go up here, and then they gently lean you back. Now, if you're watching this video and don't know me, I have Tourette's syndrome, and it's so much a part of my life. I've lived with it for most of my life that I don't even realize how affected my life is by it. Tourette's syndrome is a tic disorder. So yeah, I tick. And if you also don't know, a lot of my tics involve muscle flexing, like flexing my arms, flexing my legs, flexing my thighs, my fingers, wiggling that. When you get that spinal block, when you get that needle in your back, you quickly start to feel nothing. Everything is numb. And I mean numb as heck. So to any mom who is afraid that the C-section is going to hurt, the doctor is going to do a little poke on you to make sure that you don't feel anything. They're going to be like, okay, do you feel this? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? And you may actually feel them. You can feel people touching you, but you're not going to feel pain. So yeah, it's not going to hurt. And if it does hurt, they will put you to sleep. Okay. But yeah, you're not gonna feel anything. What really messed me up is the fact that I do a lot of like silent ticks, and everything was numb from the chest on down. So when I tell you, that scared me so bad, because I've never, you got to think, as long as I'm awake, I'm ticking in some form or fashion. I'm going to tick. So not being able to feel that, I think that's what really scared me the most, because I don't know how it would feel to not have Tourette's, because I mean I have it. I've had it all my life. But I'm thinking it just felt odd, not to be able to relieve myself of my tics, and not to be able to feel my muscles. And yeah, that was kind of like the closest that I could say I came to feeling like I didn't have tics, and it felt very odd. But to any woman who doesn't even have Tourette's, it would still feel odd, because I know a lot of women who well, not a lot of women, but I know women who have said the same thing, that it did feel a little weird not to feel, your body parts, and it did freak them out as well too. Job, that was so freaking, it was odd, it was scary. I didn't like it, of course, because I couldn't move, and I'm so used to whenever I'm stressed or whenever I'm excited, and I'm about to see my baby. I'm about to meet my baby for the first time. Of course, I'm going to tick, and I could do my little throat ticks like that. I could do that, in the eye winking and that and stuff, but I also needed to feel all this down here, my legs and hips and body and all that. So and just not being able to be in control of that really scared me. So I was crying the first time I had my first C-section. I was crying, and then the anesthesiologist was looking at me like, he did a good job, don't get me wrong, but he was looking like, are you
okay? Like, what's going on?
And I'm like, I can't feel nothing. I can't feel nothing. And then, I could tell he was having as much sympathy as he possibly could. He did a good job, because he gave me medicine after the baby got out, because they don't like to give you medicine, anxiety medication, while the baby is still in you or whatever. Yeah, but that was so freaking scary. The second time I had my C-section, I told myself, okay, I was like,
Crystal, I know that you want to control your body, but you cannot in this moment.
You have to get that out of your head. Put your mind to the test. Just know that what you tell your mind, that's gonna affect you. So I was like, okay, this say, I was telling myself, don't even try to move your toes. Don't try to move your legs. Don't try to, don't try to feel any body part that's not, that's going to be numb. Don't do that, because the moment I knew that I would try to do that, I knew that I was going to freak out. So I went in there. The second time I cried, I boo-hooed, because I mean, whenever it's an emotional moment. You're about to meet your child, and then you're having another surgery, and a C-section is such a major surgery that I think we take for granted that we, you know, I think a lot of people take it for granted, like how serious it is. And you know, you just got to thank God that you are alive. And I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just saying it's a serious surgery. Women need help after C-sections, okay? Let me not get into it, because I don't want to scare no woman who's about to have a C-section. As long as you just take it easy, you will be fine. I promise. You are going to be fine. Yeah, my not being able to tick, not being able to feel my body, that really scared me. It scared the living hell out of me. But the second time I told myself, do not try to move your body or move anything like that, or move any of the numb body parts, I was good. I was perfect. So yes, it was a lot of looking down, talking myself, you know, off the ledge. But anyways, the second time was not bad at all. So yeah. And now that I'm a mother, I've been a mother since 2021. It's about to be 2 years. Yes, I tick with my babies, and sometimes they do look at me like I'm crazy. And they repeat after me, like like I'll go like that, or that. And let me tell y'all something. If I could find, I'm gonna try to record my daughter one day, but but my daughter goes around doing this. And I'm like, you trying to be funny. She be trying to be funny. But yeah, she copies after me, but she's such a cutie. She's about to be 2 in January. Like I said, my tics, I'm good at suppressing them. So my babies are never in any danger. And if I felt like I'd be a danger to any babies, I would have never had no babies, or at least on purpose, you know. But yeah, I'm good at suppressing them. But the most that happens is my daughter tries to copy me, or she does copy me, which is pretty funny. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, tell me, please leave some suggestions of what y'all, the people who subscribed to me in the last week, please leave some suggestions of what you would like to see. Okay, I kind of got to make my videos fast because I do work now, and I have babies. Like, I think they're outside right now, so let me go ahead and get to them. I think my boyfriend just pulled up with them. But yeah, I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed time, okay?